Hello guys, it's Marvin, and I'm going to do my first demo review of the Stockholm Major, this game coming out of the Legend stage, with it being the 1-2 match, so it's an elimination match between FaZe and Liquid. And I gotta say, just from the start, I think this is probably the best series of the Major so far. Some very interesting storylines. We've got twists against his old team. We've got FaZe and Liquid on Inferno and Mirage, two maps where they've had some pretty heartbreaking losses in major finals. I think so. You got the Boston Major, obviously with Carrigan losing Inferno to Stewie, and then you've got also Liquid losing that Mirage at Columbus against Fallen and the Luminosity team. And just some interesting, like, so obviously lots of these players have been around a long time. Olaf Meister, Rain, Broky. Broky's who we're going to be watching the demo of, though. As you can see, 60 and 40, plus 20, 91 ADR. And let's just jump into the demo. So 8-7 half, you can see Liquid on their CT side put up a pretty big defense, but then towards the end, FaZe clawed a few rounds back, and we're just going to watch Broky from the CT from the second half onwards, because this game goes into double OT. And yeah, let's just get into the demo. Been enjoying the major so far. Pick'em's going well. And we're just rushing in. Very aggressive Broky. I really like how he plays. Very close quarters. Loves getting up aggressive. Even though he's the AWPer, he doesn't shy away from getting up in the opponent's face. Really putting the pressure on the T side. Anyway, they stop that round. They don't even get the bomb plant. Maybe another player wouldn't rush in like that. They'd just let the bomb go down and play the post plant retake. But Broky kind of seized the initiative there. He realized that he could get out and help fight and deny the plant, because when you're planting you can't fight. So that makes one less numbers you got to fight. Okay. Broky doesn't actually get any of those. He gets one though. He gets that kill on to the eco when dropping down into the unders. The Prince Stream M4. And yeah, the M4, the Silence M4 has made a big difference, I think. Just how I think it's kind of what's been underestimated is how quickly it is killing. It kills as fast as an AK to the body. So body shots. Same fire rate as the AK the M4 silencer has. And now it's 4 bullets to the chest and it's a kill just like the AK. So while it does take 2 bullets to the head, where the AK takes 1, so you're obviously going to pick up an AK. If you've killed a terrorist and they drop an AK and you've got a silencer, M4, you're gonna drop it for the AK. So it is worse, which is I think it's how it's supposed to be, I guess. But only $200 more expensive, and it does the same amount of time to kill to the chest, and it's just making a big difference in the CT side. I feel like the CTs are a bit more powered up, almost like their aggression is being like boosted a little bit. You see on the mini map though, it looks like a B hit. Carrigan's in for a world of surprise. I think he's up close with the MP9. That's right, and he gets 1 or 2 here. So I watched this game last night. This game was pretty recent. Lucky for me, it's a public holiday here in Australia, so I get to... Ooh, and absolutely wrecked by Liege here. I think, yeah, they just go and save this round. That was a nice shot. I think Liege was low on health too. He was in red HP, but that one bullet to the head and it's all over for Broky. Broky Orb, 9-9. Yeah, if you guys didn't see this match, I mean, I'm going to kind of spoil the ending by watching this demo, but it was a very good match, very exciting. Ooh, naff. Ready for that. I did actually have, in my predictions, I'll put a link in the top right for my predictions video for this stage, because it's still not over. FaZe go to 2-2 now, and I think they're up against VP in the final best of 3 to make it through to the playoffs, to the champion stage. So I did have both of these in my pick'ems, both teams. I picked FaZe and I picked Liquid. So in terms of my pick'ems, this is not a good match for me because either way, I mean, I've got to lose somehow. Either I got to lose with FaZe losing or I got to lose with Liquid losing. And if I had to choose, I think I would choose FaZe to go through. I think I'm enjoying the FaZe team much more than I'm enjoying Liquid. For whatever reason, there seems to be some kind of underlying problem with Liquid. I'm not going to call this match choke because they did have a couple of match points in regulation and in OT. But it's hard to call this a choke. This is just a very competitive map, very competitive match the whole series, and they just lost a close one. Just with the Deagle, tries to spam, nothing doing. Broky, the AWP, Carrigan sacrificing with the FAMAS, but M4's on the rest. But yeah, there does seem to be something still with Liquid about their close losses, especially on Mirage. I think it's just coincidence, because this is actually Liquid's pick, Mirage, so... Wait, no it's not. Because they started CT, so this must be... No, right, that's right. Liquid picked Inferno, which was the first map, and they got pretty comprehensively beaten, in my opinion. So this is actually FaZe's pick. But even still, they don't ban it. They don't mind playing Mirage Liquid, even though they've had some tough losses over the years on Mirage. And it's not all on the T side. Like, I don't want to overstate like the problems of Liquid. Even though there are problems that do exist, it would be silly not to just to ignore the issues in the team. Let's not go crazy. The T side was pretty good. The cooling, yeah, I didn't think I saw too many mistakes by Liquid. I think it's more just like in the rounds towards the end, the more high pressure rounds, the rounds that decide the game pretty much. Maybe just a lack of maybe confidence or the same. They don't play the same as they would play like a round like this. They still did win some rounds and they, went double OT, so it's not like they were awful. But just a few key plays when they maybe should have been a bit more aggressive, a bit more carefree. But like this is for your tournament life in the major, in the first major for 2 years. So I can understand that this is a high pressure situation, and you can't just ignore those factors. You've got to play in the environment that you're in, and the current environment is a tough one. We go up against FaZe, who are a very good team, been playing really well in this tournament. And okay, so this double unders play, I kind of like this. So he drops a smoke. You got twists covering your back with that kind of one way that Broky just dropped. And then this is a very strong angle. This should be a free kill. Yep. There's nothing Stewie can do about that. And Twist manages to get the 1 dig as well. And a 4-on-3. Oh, oh shit. That molly did a lot of damage to 3 players. 4-on-3 though, so you gotta still go for this retake, but T's are in very good post-plant positions. You can see they've got the double CT setup with Fallen on the side. They're wasting a lot of time rotating back through CT. Yeah, and they all die. It's almost, as soon as they all took that damage in connector, you're almost like, well, we're locked out of here. By the time we can push through that connector smoke, there's not enough time to pull off the retake, even though they had the numbers advantage. Just the utility and the positioning of Liquid made that round pretty much unwinnable, even with the numbers disadvantage that they had. Anyway, on to the next round. Broky saves his AWP. Double AWP set up now with Olaf in the apartments with his searching. We got Carrigan short. Throw his util out. Okay, now we're in position. This is a good rotate. We've got one on the side under on top of the balcony in rain. Ticket AWP. He's pushed to triple now and then twists at stairs. This should be pretty good defense. You're in the right positions anyway. And he just eats a boatload of damage and gets spammed. But FaZe win that round. Pick up his AWP. Broky 20 and 17 now. Top fragging. Naf is top fragging the server, 21. So now we've got the stack. Olaf's still got his secondary AWP. And I've been quite impressed with Olaf. He's definitely, you know, it's not a fluke anymore, his recent uptick in form. He's really been playing some solid Counter-Strike. And yeah, it just seemed like Olaf was the temporary replacement while they were looking for a fifth. Oh, that's unlucky. Jumped over the scope and Liquid are going to win that round for sure. So yeah, 14-10. Looking very dire for FaZe Clan. And they're just going to take a partial buy too. Deagles. A few sets of Kevlar. Broky saving for his AWP next round. But yeah, Olaf really playing well. Rain playing incredibly well. In their match against EG, I think he had his all-time best performance, dropped like 30 something. Absolutely destroyed EG. The opening match of this stage, I mean. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with the FaZe. Are they just going to keep Olaf up to this major? I mean, I guess it depends what happens at the major, but can't imagine them winning it with Gambit and Na'Vi, Heroic, all these heavy G2. Okay, couple spams to the body and got a kill. Oh, and FaZe win that round. So they just get up and close with the Deagles, and I mean, Broky got one, but they kind of ran into the stack there, Liquid, and Deagles up close. Once you run into a whole team of Deagles up close, it's pretty, can kind of get out of hand really quick, and I guess that's what happened. I think, I mean, if FaZe, if they like swap out Olaf for Rops or someone, like I'm not going to say it's a bad move. Obviously, if you have a chance to get Rops on your team, you pretty much have to take it. And that would be a very good team. Rops, Broky, Twists, Rain, Carrigan on FaZe. But it's just, I think, the buyout that's keeping Rops on Mouse. Mouse made it to this stage, but I think they lost. They lost to VP, so just full and holding. Once he missed the first shot and he tries to re-peek, I mean, any AWPer can just hold that angle and just wait for the re-peek, and Broky gives it to him, and he dies. But 21 and 20. Fail Molotov. Couple unsuccessful rounds for Broky, but some successful rounds for FaZe Clan as a team. And 14-10 becomes 14-12. Liquid on a Glock round, Eco. But I am curious about this Olaf and FaZe situation. I mean, if he wants to play and he's going to continue to play like he's been playing, then yeah, sure, he deserves to keep the spot. But it's hard to kind of gauge what's the motivation, what's happening. Twist low, switches onto the rifle. 2v3. Should still be winnable. And of course it is. Broky, some nice rifle kills there. I mean, on full eco players. So it is what it is, but that Glock round somehow resulted in them having the B bomb site in a 2v3. It's definitely winnable. 23 and 20. 14-13. Who is this? Naf? Is he going to give him the fight, or is he just going to play it nice and patient? Broky's... He's definitely wanting someone to peek him. Liquid aren't going to oblige, though. I do like the lightning strike with the phase sticker. This is Carrigan's orb, but it's nice old school kind of orb. Olaf. Big hold. 3v2. Damn. Fallen just catches him with the peak. Just a well played round by Fallen. 25 and 19 for Fallen. 2 match points for Liquid. Again, Broky's going to go for this close A ramp with the AWP. And this time, Grim's going to give it up. Oh my god. He's tried that at least a few rounds. And finally, he gets rewarded. And they're going to switch out the AWP for the rifle on the B side. Olaf comes rotating in. It's almost like Broky's just looking for a lurk here. I think they kind of suspect it's going to be an A hit. And they've had a few rounds where Naf has kind of lurked out B. But Broky gets the initial pick, and then he also gets one on the site defense. That's all you got to do as an AWPer. I mean, that's more than you have to do, really. That's pretty much a perfect CT AWP round on Mirage. You get an early pick, you rotate back to B, you just hold that bomb site down, wait for the execute to come in, wait for your teams to come you over. You come rotating through CT and you catch one coming out Palace. I mean, your opponents didn't even have an opportunity to shoot back at you. You got 2 free kills. That's the power of the AWP. Okay, so they're on Deagles now. Liquid. 1 AK on Stew. Whiffing some shots here. Finally gets one. Almost like he could take his time a bit. Like he could take his time with these. He's just gone for the flicks every time. And they're just Deagles and they're whiffing at him. He can... Definitely could have had 2 or 3 there, but he only gets the 1. But phase win, so... And that's a very high pressure round. They're fighting for their tournament, I mean not tournament life, because they did win the first map, but they were fighting for the map point there. 15-14, so you can understand why Broky's a little bit nervous energy, trying to flick around the mouse, trying to hit some disgusting flicks onto Liquid with the Deagles, but they managed to force OT. Olaf again, big triple kill. And they just deny the B hit. Olaf, the 2 B players, Carrigan and Olaf. Olaf with the triple, Carrigan with the double. Hey, what? Did you see that? Olaf had an AWP and he threw it away. Carrigan drops in him the AK. And does he just buy another AWP? Wait, which one's Carrigan again? Yeah, he just bought an AWP. What the fuck? That's crazy. Why don't they just use the AWP that Olaf had? Another B hit. Liquid thinking they can try it again. And 2 entries by Stew. Wow. So Stewie jumps across just as, yeah, Broky get baited again. And sometimes it just be like that with the AWP. You're holding all the angles, and you know they're there, but they just don't peek, and then you kind of just, yeah, you're kind of trapped there because you don't know what to do. Should you keep searching, keep peeking, or reposition, or find another angle? And he looks for another angle, and Fulton is just standing there waiting for him on the apartments. And it's the easiest kill of Fulton's life, pretty much. Liquid on the A site, 5v3. Make that 4, thanks to twists. And they're just going to rotate out because they've got such strong positions all across the map that they can catch all these rotates. And that's 2 T side rounds for Liquid. Now we switch sides, one Broky on the T side. Let's look at the buy, 1 AWP. And 1 AWP for Fallen 2. Rest of them rifles. It's an interesting smoke. It's kind of like a wall in front of the bench wall. But he tries to jump, do the stairs jump and get a pick, but Stewie shoots him. And that's another match point for Liquid. Another 2 match points for Liquid. So they had 2 on the regulation, they've got 2 right now. Another AWP for Broky. So they've got pretty much full mid control. Carrigan in the ladder room. Misses the first, but he's not going to miss the second. Now it's a 4v2. This is a very hard retake for Fallen and Grim. In fact, I think they just go for the save here. Broky kills him on the cross. Grim saves the AWP. Smoke stairs. Kind of a fake here though. That flash worked out real well. I don't know if you guys were following what. So Carrigan dropped that flash, and it actually full blind NAF on the apps balcony up the end, and he's going to catch full on crossing in market, and he's going to get the second. That worked out so well because I don't think Carrigan checked for NAF, but the Molotovs and the flash absolutely ruined his ruined his day there, NAF. And he goes running off and runs into Carrigan. So yeah, these are the types of small little plays where the dropping of the nades, it just kind of, I think it's nice that it just kind of works out kind of well. You can have the nades on the right people for the strategy. I think it also enhances the people with good util knowledge because they're going to be dropped a lot of their utility jumping out with the orb or the Glock. No, it's the orb, and he hits the quick shot up close. 18, 18, 2v1. Naf with the silencer. Another nice flash. Blinds Naf. And Twist peaks, and they win a T-side. One T-side round down. Stewie with 2 in mid. Okay. Stewie gets one more. We hit the quick shot, but it's 4v1. And this is going to be tough for Broky. I think that's probably an understatement. Tough. Indeed. Okay, 19-19. Last round on the T side for the second overtime. Again, we're going to do this weird kind of wall smoke lineup. Making triple sure that he's got the correct lineup. Three v 4 now. Ooh. I think Elige even knew that Broky had jumped to that position. Ooh. Now he's hitting the flicks. These are some quick peeks. Naf in a 2v1 from a 4v3 to a 2v1. Drops the incendiary. And that makes it pretty tough. Pretty tough for Naf to win. CT side now. Now they have the two rounds on T side. Whereas Liquid in the first overtime, they got the 2 rounds on T side. Getting the 2 rounds of T side's pretty big for overtime because with the CTs fully equipped, normally you only get 1 or none depending on the map. So 2 or even 3, that's pretty much guarantees you the win in overtime. And now that they're up 21-19 and they've got 2 more shots, just like Liquid had of taking the map and the series now for FaZe. Again, Liquid try hitting B and it just doesn't work out for them. go for some mid-control phase, but it gets absolutely wrecked by Fallen. If you go back and watch that watch the match, that was a crazy shot. And Liquid, they want to go B. It's kind of weird. It's they just always want to go B. For whatever reason, they just seem like B is the solution, even though it's not working. That's an easy kill. Not affected by the flashes. It just jumps, and Broky's crosshair placement is pretty good, and he's also going to get the freaking molecule onto Stewie. But it's a 2v1. And this is just a really well played round by Broky, repositioning. And I think Liquid are playing this a bit timid, not keeping eyes on him, allowing him to reposition 2 times. In the numbers advantage, you should be looking to double peek and double face him. But he's managed to reposition 2 times without Liquid spotting him, and it's 2 kind of easy kills. 2 1v1 fights. Let's have a look at my thing. So I nailed the freaking 3-0 and the 0-3 somehow. Na'Vi Gambit are in. I had Liquid, but they're out. Heroic, I think, is still alive. Vitality, I think they're through. So I've already got the 5, I think, with Gambit, Na'Vi, and Vitality. And the 2, and the 3-0 and the 0-3. But yeah, Nip still, I think all these teams are still alive except for Liquid, who we just saw get eliminated. And yeah, that was a really nice match. I really enjoyed watching that. I'll definitely be doing some more demos from this major, especially once we reach the playoffs, and they're all going to be best of 3s. And yeah, that was a really good series to watch. We've had some good best of 1 matches, but just having the full best of 3 was nice. It was a really nice match on Mirage. Really back and forth. 2 teams that are pretty good. It's kind of unfortunate that they're going to be eliminated here, Liquid, because they played pretty well in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for me. What's this OKC? What the fuck? Why am I getting... Okay, whatever. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya.